Let me introduce you. My name is Katya Trichkova. I'm Bulgarian producer, and I'm very happy and very excited to work with one of the emerging young talents in Bulgaria, Hristo Simeonov, who is next to me.
You.
And I will leave the floor to him to say more about his project, Protected Species.
Thank you, Katya. I'm Hristo Simeonov, and I'm the director. Protected Species will be my first feature movie. As a director, I have made several short movies, fiction, and most of them are social dramas, just like the project here, Protected Species. And now I want to continue with our scene, which is part of the middle of the script. And it tells a lot about our main characters.
Коле, какво става, майтъмче? Кой се разбачка от толкова късно?
Но гледам, че този камион идва от моята гора.
Хубаво, голяма работа сега. Ти какво, разследване ли правиш?
Къде се чеш?
Абе, спокойно, бе. Имам малко липси в склада. Се притесняй.
Откъде са трупите?
От Зашка поляна, откъде?
Какво става, Димо? Се чеш в моя район.
Добре, бе, Коля, сега. Знаеш, проверка идва. Имам липси в склада, това е. Кой искаш сега да ми ибат майките? Ай, не стия, че още не мога да избърша войната на предния директор. Кога аз ли да го отнасям? Стига сега.
Ти, що не ги докладва тези липси?
Кой да докладвам, бе?
Защото в схемите, нали?
Кой аз ли? Ай, момче. Ай, ще гледам сира някой ден и къде на тебе, като ти наредят нещо отгоре, да те видя тогава как ще действаш. Коле, бе. Стига, бе. Твой интерес е да... и заместник директора знае. Слушай, бе. Като сме двамата, няма проблем. Аз ще пазя гърба, ти ще ми пазиш гърба, всичко ще е точно. Давай да се свърши тази ситуация. И връщаме старото положение. Спокойно.
Не работя така. Аз не съм станал горски да участвам в такива схеми.
Коли, бе, моля те, бе, просто да мине тая проверка. Всичко ще нареди сега. Някакво ми се страхуваш.
Аз не съм оплашен.
И тогава за какъв хуй ми правиш сега някакви проблеми тук? Аз тия дървета няма ги нося вкъщи. Нали остават стопанството?
Просто не съм като тебе. И човека си сбъркал, и гората си сбъркал.
Ти ли не си като мене, бе? Ти май забравяй кой ти спаси задника на тебе, а? Забравяй ли? Искаш ли да ти припомня? Аз ти го спасих. И си ми длъжник, ясно ли ти? Май си забравял.
Това дълг аз ще си реша как да го изплатя. Не ти. Не и по този начин.
Ако не бях аз, ти нямаше си тук, нали го знаеш? Щяха си ти зрители като мръсно куче. Пима и къти... Дай, че не мога да те гледам. Завяли, дай, че това ми... Давай да почвам. Коли, ей.
So Nikola is 28 years old. He just started working as a forest ranger in a poor mountain region and with a very big level of unemployment. And for him, of course, this is a dream job. And it's not easy to get job like this in Bulgaria. And he got the job thanks to his wife's family friend, Dimo, the older man here in the scene. And Dimo became a mentor of Nikola, or something like mentor in this forestry. And they start develop close, almost father and son relationship, working together. And for Nikola, this became something important because he grew up without a father around him as a child. But in this very moment, Nikola is expecting his first child. And with his wife, they just starting building their life. But everything, it's changed after a few weeks after Nikola realized that he's being played by Dimo. And Nikola experienced a crisis. And despite the pressure from his pregnant wife and her family, Nikola is not okay to support Dimo in his illegal felling that he needs to do, as we saw in the scene. And the dream job turns into a nightmare for the young forest ranger. And all this tension of his work has a catastrophic impact on the relationship with his wife. And because she's a very ordinary woman, and now for her the first important thing is the family, and these actions of Nikola, they put in a risk the family interests. So in the end, Nikola chooses to return to the mountain alone and to stop this illegal felling of Dimo, but he is cruelly beaten by the workers of Dimo, and this incident involves the police, and Nikola is pushed to report Dimo's actions. And after this, the felling is stopped, Dimo is accused, and maybe Nikola is about to save this forest, but eventually he's going to lose his family. So I want to tell this story because I grew up in a small village in a region just like this here, but it's not very clear, this poster here. Yeah, too much light. Okay, thank you. So I grew up in a small village in a region like this in the script, and 3 years ago I found out that the forest of this village was destroyed by a private concessionaire, a businessman with power, of course, and this guy remained unpunished. Finally, we did some protests, but this not works in Bulgaria. Sorry. And I was very affected, and as a filmmaker, my first intention was to make a short film about it. And I make a short, which is called Dimo's Forest, and now the movie is finished. And I finished the movie, and I have this feeling that I have to continue doing something more. But this experience with the short was very useful for me, and to see that my intention is in the right way. And now we're preparing to make something bigger. And to the character of Nikola, who goes against the content status quo, I want to tell the story of the small everyday battles that many people in Bulgaria face today in order to keep their moral values. Because this political transition now in Bulgaria for almost 30 years now, from socialism to democracy, we still miss that transition, and it continue, and we don't know when we're going to stop this thing. And people like Nikola are really pushed to the wall because of their small protests. And for me, these are today's heroes, and I believe that they cannot be hidden. And I really need to believe in the existence of these people, as I believe in humanist cinema. And maybe this theme is very relevant to any other countries around, not just in Bulgaria. Thank you.
So, as I said, Hristo is one of the emerging voices in Bulgaria, and he is not afraid to dig into social issues, and this is his voice as a filmmaker, to express his disagreement of the things that happens around. And I also believe that this project has not only national but also transnational appeal. And we were lucky to be part of Jerusalem Film Lab and our project to develop further. So now we can put our efforts also on the financing and the production side. So me as producer, I have the plans in autumn to apply for production support in Bulgarian Film Center. This will be our first step. And to shoot in the autumn of the next year. We work in close cooperation with the State Forestry Agency, which help us also to have more authenticity in the script and the real situations, which is additional plus to the project. So what we are looking for here is, I guess like everyone, we are looking for partners, collaborators who can make us happen this film, because the national financing won't be enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the pitch. First, the comments I want to say, I think it's amazing with your project and the script I read that you really show in a very concise example how corruption eats up societies, and that's very powerful. And you know that our region, I'm from the MDM Film Fund in Germany, is very open to Bulgarian co-production, so I look forward to learning more about the project. But maybe you can tell us, is it difficult for you to get Bulgarian support for this film, which has a critical approach? What's the situation for you in Bulgaria?
Well, the situation in Bulgaria is always difficult because we don't have enough money like always, and one of the bad things actually is that we don't have up to now a separate section for the first-time directors, which makes the things quite challenging for filmmakers who makes their first feature, because this is not always considered as a debut film. But we got development support from our film fund. So obviously they appreciate the idea, and I hope that this will help us to continue further with the production financing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering about Nikolai's 28 years old, quite young for some of us. What makes him such an idealist? What is his backstory that makes him insist and sacrifice so much throughout?
Yeah, that's something I couldn't say in the synopsis, but the only father figure in his childhood was his grandfather, who is like who was like a guard of dam lake, and he teach him this. But for me, I don't know. I also love nature. It's, you know, you have it or not.
If I can add, when Hristo presented me the project, he also told me, and I watched some materials of real protagonists, I mean real forest rangers, who are like white swallows, you know, in our forests, and who are fighting to protect them. And when we went to shoot this scene, actually we were it was with the support of one of these young guys. He was about 30. So he was all the time so enthusiastic about the things he was doing. He explained me in details how many actions they did, how many corrupted businessmen they tried to stop and stuff like that. So really we have these people who believe in the values, who believe in the protection of the nature, and who really believe in the things they do.
You're giving us hope.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to give you the advice. This could be a really great European co-production thing, because this situation is not only in Bulgaria. We have this partly in Germany. We have this in a lot of former Eastern European countries. This is this kind of land grabbing I was mentioned former, and there is an interesting twist you should think about, because we from our side are always blaming the Brazil people and all these Latin American, South American people that they burn down the rainforests, that they burn down. But we do the same because not we do the same. It happens in the middle of our big Europe, happens the same thing. And this, I'm really looking forward that this film would be a big success, because this is one of the secrets. Nobody has an idea how big this fraud is. So go on. I'm happy to help you too, to find some partners. And I hope my colleague from MDR is joining this and gives money. And it has to be published, this really big fraud.
Thank you.
Great.